Outgoing chairperson Mozambique's president Filipe Nyusi, Botswana's president Mongwetsi Eric Masisi, South Africa president Cyril Ramaphosa, Zimbabwe's Emerson Mnangagwa, and president of Zanzibar Hussein Ali Mwinyi, who represented Tanzania's president Samia Suluhu Hassani in condemning the violence that has displaced close to 750,000 over the last 3 years. A communique released after the meeting indicates that the leaders received a report from the organ Troika on the security situation in Mozambique. It announces the SADC leaders' full solidarity with the country. The double Troika summit then directed an immediate technical deployment to the Republic of Mozambique and the convening of an extraordinary meeting of the Ministerial Committee of the organ by April 28. Recently, the United Nations Children's Emergency Fund bemoaned that at least 250,000 displaced children in the province of Cabo Delgado were at risk of catching deadly diseases such as diarrhea. The United Nations agency indicated that children accounted for nearly half of the more than 750,000 that had been forced to flee their homes in the face of escalating violence. It said minors had faced a plethora of challenges, including cyclones, floods, drought, and economic hardships sparked by the COVID pandemic. And government has stopped deducting 500 kwacha from every teacher as contribution to the Teachers Union of Malawi, TUM. Malawi has 76,000 teachers and government has been collecting 38 million kwacha for TUM from the teachers every month. Jameson Chauluga has the details.
The development comes at a time there have been disagreements between government and Teachers Union of Malawi, TUM, on COVID money. The teachers resumed the strike this week, forcing government to give them money to be buying personal protective equipment in the wake of COVID-19. Minister of Education spokesperson Chimala said he could not comment on the matter, saying issues of deductions on salaries are private between an individual and their employer. Chimala also said the issue of payment of salaries to teachers was decentralized to councils, so it cannot be prudent for the ministry to be commenting on the decisions which, if indeed were made at the council level.
Secretary for Health Charles Mwansambo has disclosed that at least 80% of all health workers in the country have been reached with the COVID vaccine. Government rolled out the COVID-19 vaccination exercise 3 weeks ago. Mwansambo says significant progress is being made in the exercise. Patience Runda has the story.
The health workforce was amongst the first group targeted to receive the vaccination, which included those with underlying health conditions and some social workers. Mwansambo said patients visiting hospitals should be rest assured that they will not contract COVID-19 from hospitals. However, Mwansambo said they have not yet reached encouraging numbers of those people with underlying health conditions and those in hard-to-reach areas.
The health workers, we've managed to reach up to more than 80% of them. But for the people with comorbidities, this is a very large number. So this will continue monitoring closely. But I must say that we are doing very well. But I would encourage many more come now that we've opened it up.
As of Wednesday, 173,830 people have been vaccinated, an exercise that began on March 11 this year. On his part, Maziko Mademba, a health rights advocate, said the development is encouraging because people will no longer be at an immediate risk of contracting COVID-19.
It's a welcome development because for us to reach herd immunity, you need not less than 11 million Malawians to get vaccinated. So when we hear more people getting vaccinated, more especially those that are at risk of getting the virus because of the nature of their job. So this encourages us that we're going to the right direction.
Malawi received its first batch of Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine amounting to 360,000 doses, and the next consignment is expected in the country before May end.
The Human Rights Defenders Coalition, HRDC, says a sentence against an Indian national who insulted a Malawian national will protect citizens from racist attacks. The senior resident magistrate court in Mzuzu sentenced Anandi Mandiva to 3 months imprisonment for insulting Happy Mhango, who is also HRDC leader in the northern region. Senior resident magistrate Godfrey Nyirenda has also ordered the convict to compensate Muhango with 700,000 kwacha for calling him a dog. HRDC chairperson GOVT Trapens has since applauded the sentence, as Sam Kalimira reports from Nzuzu.
The convict insulted Muhango because he had cautioned him why he was refusing to be on queue, an incident that happened at an Airtel shop in Mzuzu where both wanted some services. He was convicted on Wednesday after pleading guilty to the charge. State Prosecutor Gomezgani Nchawe prayed for a stiffer sentence to deter would-be offenders, arguing calling someone a dog was tantamount to racism. But in his mitigation, the convict asked for forgiveness, saying it would never happen again. But in his judgment on Thursday, Nyirenda said using insulting language should always be prevented, arguing it has the potential of bringing discomfort in a society. Human Rights Defenders Coalition National Chairperson GOVT Trapens described the judgment as a marathon in as far as protecting Malawians to acts of racism is concerned. Trapens said the law is clear that racism is not allowed in almost all countries in Africa, Europe inclusive.
This is a warning to be perpetrators that as citizens, they will not be spectators of such kind of abuse. As citizens, they will not just watch being abused because of color. Racism would not be tolerated in this country. So this judgment is just a warning who would be perpetrators, saying that citizens, as human rights organizations, will not just watch Malawians being abused.
The convict was alone in the court, while Muhango was accompanied by fellow HRDC members.
Defense lawyers objected to the use of photocopied documents as evidence in the case involving former Malawi Communications Regulatory Authority boss Godfrey Itaye and two others. Itaye and the two others are being accused of abuse of office. The state was parading a fourth witness when defense lawyers made the objection, prematurely ending tendering of evidence in court. Thomas Kachere reports.
During the court proceeding, state witness Martin Mpata said in 2018, Makra wanted special cloth for its special committee to the tune of 8,518,014 kwacha. Mpata further told the court that Makra later purchased Democratic Progressive Party DPP materials at the cost of 2,249,615 kwacha. But the session was adjourned for 20 minutes after the defense objected the use of photocopied documents by the witness. Later, Chief Resident Magistrate Godfrey Balaka adjourned the case to May 13, 2021, where the witness will continue from where he stopped. Senior Assistant Chief State Advocate Zikondi Antumalunda said there is progress and they had planned to parade 7 witnesses, including an investigator.
The matter was set down for continued hearing, continued adducing of testimony for the state. So the witness that was available today started testifying, but then there was an issue that arose relating to the documents. Some documents that the witness had to tender are not the originals, although they were certified true copies of the originals. So the accused persons, through their lawyers, raised an objection to the tendering of the documents. We have therefore adjourned so as to allow the state to look into those documents, check again if we can get the originals or rectify the processes of tendering such documents.
Godfrey Itaye, Ben Kitsonga, and Joseph Ngalawa were arrested on charges of abuse of office and fraud.
And Minister of Agriculture Robin Lowe says the newly launched National Fertilizer Policy will promote production of high-quality fertilizers in Malawi. Lowe launched the policy in Lilongwe on Thursday, where he also announced plans to have a fertilizer factory right here in the country. Wezi Gausi reports from Lilongwe.
The fertilizer policy is the first of its kind in the country, and farmers should be assured of government commitment to accelerate improvement of sustainable agriculture, economic growth, and access to affordable and high-quality fertilizers. According to Lowe, the policy will promote upscaling of production, marketing, and use of both high-quality inorganic and organic fertilizers.
The country now will be able to attract investors, considering that all along we had only branding companies, two of them, Malawi company and GOVT. These are just companies which brand fertilizer. But now we are able to attract companies which are able to come up with manufacturing brand. With a manufacturing brand, fertilizer will be affordable. We are talking of labor sourced from within. We are talking of saving forex. At the same time, 40–50% of the ingredients will be locally sourced. So as a country, we are there to benefit out.
Chairman for Fertilizer Association of Malawi, Dimitri Ginakis, said the policy will help reduce the cost of fertilizers.
No, this was very well received and also very much required in the industry. We needed the policy to help us navigate the future. This will improve the industry as a whole, and the smallholders are part of course, the agricultural, let's say, landscape that we have. So they will be benefiting from a strong policy.
The launch was under the theme Malawi Fertilizer Policy for Accelerated Sustainable Agricultural Economic Growth.
And Malawi is winning the fight against tuberculosis. This and many more other stories when we come back.
To achieve great things in life, you must do little things